Greetings everyone, this is Aaron18 and welcome to another episode of All About 7. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a pretty good day myself. So today, I want to first catch you up on some developments I have made since last episode. There have been a number. And one of the big ones was the making of this. This is the power gen that we're going to have for the early game. Now, you might be wondering what's inside this. It's basically just, well, first of all, ignore the poor trap door placement. It's basically this water wheel setup. And for those who don't know, there is a mod called Immersive Engineering, which sort of is like Industrial Revolution slash steampunk slash sci-fi-ish mod. It's pretty weird. But it's a very cool mod because it's got a lot of moving parts and a lot of multi-blocks and stuff. So the thing that we're using is these are water wheels, and these aren't super expensive. I mean, it requires steel, which we have a blast furnace for, and water wheel segments, which is basically a bunch of treated wood planks. In order to make treated wood planks, you basically take any planks and add a bucket of creosote oil, which we are getting from our coke oven. So not difficult there. And then the way you connect these is instead of the create ones, which you connect to like cogs and stuff, and those basically run everything, you connect these water wheels to a kinetic dynamo, which is not crazy expensive. I mean, iron and redstone we've got plenty of. The iron mechanical component isn't expensive, it's just iron plates and a copper ingot. In order to make iron plates, you basically take a hammer and get 2 iron ingots with it. Gives you a plate. There is a metal press from the same Immersive Engineering mod, and this one is a 1-to-1 ratio. I haven't gotten there yet. I just got power gen set up. Where was it? There, not that. There it is. And then the copper coil blocks, basically iron ingot, and then this LV wire coil, which is basically just copper wire and a stick. And copper wire isn't expensive. I mean, you got these wire cutters and a copper plate, which has the same recipe as before. So that's one thing, and I've got this like energy pipes, which was from a quest. I think it was I don't remember what the pipes are. It was this path here. But in order to make like these pipes, is that they're not crazy expensive. I mean, these energy pipes, yeah, just some iron ingots and redstone. These things are crazy cheap, but not great. So these things can send 256 RF per tick, or FE per tick, which is the new RF. It's basically the universal unit of energy for pretty much every machine in the game. So 256 FE is not a lot, and the reason is because a lot of things need more than 256 FE per tick. If I refer to it as RF, that's because RF was the original one that it got replaced with FE, which I think stands for Forge Energy. It used to be RF, which was Redstone Flux. But yeah, so this energy pipe is going to be our means of getting the machines up and running, which is kind of cool. And this kinetic dynamo just kind of connects the two together. Apart from that, I have a couple of other developments I've made. I've put diamond and emerald on my stone axe and sledgehammer, which is important because I was really sick and tired of having to repair these every other minute, so now they're just like this. I also found out, I don't know if I brought this up last episode, there is something in the game called a chain tool binding. And the reason why that's important is because I made the cheese stone pickaxe more cheese, if you know what I mean. So before it was all stone, and the funny thing is if you add 1 diamond to it, and ideally an emerald, but 1 diamond to it, it will allow it to mine at diamond level, which is pretty funny, which means I can mine netherite with it. The difference, though, is that now that has a chain tool binding, which, I mean, chains you get quite easily. It's, yeah, I've got a bunch of chains here. And it's like a 1-to-1 ratio. The important thing is that this gives you reinforced. And reinforced, basically, if we look here, I was looking at netherite because this will make my life so much easier. Because then you'll have even more durability, more mining speed, etc., etc., and it will have a mining level of netherite, which, you know, I need some netherite for that, which I might get to, but right now, not the case. So if we go to, yeah, it was this way. So if we go to chain, it gives it reinforced, which means that the tool takes 25% less damage, which is pretty awesome. Like, this means that the 924 durability this thing has, add effectively 25% to it. That's pretty cool. I also put luckier on my sword and my pickaxe. I mean, the sword's been basically the same. And the reason is because the better materials are going to be expensive. Invar blade, the small blade, is the best one at this stage. Because materials better than it are going to be more difficult to work with. Because it's got a good durability, everything. I could replace it with steel. That would increase my damage a little bit, but it's not a lot. It's not enough to justify the cost. Even though Invar I'm probably not going to use for a lot of stuff. But yeah, most of this is stone. This is stone. But yeah, I put luckier on both of them. And what sucks is that luckier, is, or like luck nowadays, is no longer easy to make. Like, it used to be using lapis. In older versions of Tinker's Construct, you would use lapis, and it would give it luck, or like fortune or looting. And now it's used for increasing damage against villagers and illagers, which is not ideal, as you could probably guess. Yeah, looting. The problem is that, yeah, you look at the recipe, it's not super great. So I need a blue orchid or a cornflower. I've got a bunch of those, if you remember. Copper and lapis. Next one is gold. More gold, basically, and a carrot, which I've got a carrot on plate. I've planted, and ender pearls. And next one I'm not doing yet, because that is expensive. And the reason why it's expensive is not because of the diamond, but rose gold is not that expensive, really. Like, let me just really quickly see. Yeah, it's copper and gold. It's not expensive, but the problem is the name tag and the rabbit's foot. The name tag, I don't think I've got 2 name tags. I don't think. Like, if I just look at name, well, not that name. Okay, I've got 4. Okay, that's good. But I do not have rabbit's foot, which is kind of a pain, because rabbits are so hard to, like, actually harvest and everything, like, get their resources. And then this one from Apotheosis does not count, the lucky rabbit's foot, whatever that this is for. Other than that, there have been a couple of other things, including I have moved my bonsai farm and my berry farm. The berries I moved, and I am actually going to be taking advantage of the source berries, at least. The sweet berries, maybe not, but definitely the source berries in maybe the near future. I don't know. And then what I actually did is that you might notice that none of these have sticks, and the reason is because I now have a centralized stick drawer, because this thing does drop the sapling. That's pretty nice. The reason is, like, here, sticks before would go into their respective drawers. So, like, if this one dropped a stick, it'd go here. This one dropped a stick, it'd go here, and so on. And the problem with that is that they all drop sticks, so I'm like, well, just have a single drawer that has sticks. Now, that's the smart thing to do. But anyways, today, I want to make some further developments, or rather get to work with machines. Now, machines are going to be very important for this, and the reason is because we need to get into better tools and other things. Like, we need to have actual alloy production instead of using the alloy kiln. We need, a storage system at some point, but we need to have machines first. And one of the machines I actually want to make is the garden cloche, and the reason why I want to make the garden cloche is because this thing is pretty awesome. This thing will allow me to effectively grow plants without needing to deal with this space. Now, the issue is, I have no idea if it works with source berries, and the reason why I want to use source berries is because I can use it as a food source for this. So this is a source berry roll. It's very cheap, like source berries and wheat. That's not expensive. And you look at the food value, and it's pretty good. The reason is because making golden carrots And having that as a sustainable food source. Sorry, English is difficult. Having that as a sustainable food source, not very sustainable. Because gold is not currently sustainable and carrots are not currently sustainable. So I've just been eating some of the random bits of food here and there just because I got it, like just lying around. But I want to make the garden cloche to hopefully avert that. And there's a problem. And no, it's not the tree wood plagues. I've got that. It's not the iron mechanical component. I've got that. It's not the glass. I've got that. I can make that. The problem is the incandescent light bulb. And the way you make this is at the engineer's workbench, this thing. And this is the important thing. We need to have a blueprint. And this is why having blueprints is valuable, because otherwise you end up with, like this situation where I cannot craft it because I have one for electrodes for the arc furnace and then projectiles, which basically just makes rounds for the guns that they have in this mod. The thing is, I need to make the garden cloche incandescent light bulb, which isn't expensive. I mean, it's just copper, paper or bamboo, and glass, which then gives me 3. The problem is the blueprint, which is crafting components, which is not that expensive, and the reason is because I've got everything already. So let me just quickly see if I actually have like blue dye lying around. Okay, I do not. Not in that one at least, right? I don't think I've got there. So I'm gonna have to make some. So we get I forget the ratios for dye because it used to I swear it used to give me like 2 per, but now it doesn't, so I'm kind of disappointed. But what else does this thing need? Oop. Oh, why is it giving me common projectiles? I wanted this one. Yeah. So that's iron, aluminum, and copper. Can I actually make it? I have no paper. Okay. That's the good thing about having this kind of like small setup. It's, pretty cheap. So I just make some paper. And then I make 1 of these. There we go. And then just clear this out. Now we can make... Well, we can make a bunch of things. It looks like we can make iron mechanical component, we can make steel mechanical components, vacuum tube, but this is the important part, incandescent light bulb. I don't know why my voice sounds like I'm like it's broken or something. I swear it's not broken. So paper, what does this require? Glass and copper. I've got glass. It only needs 1, and I need a copper ingot. There we go. Nope. That's the thing I hate about modular storage. It's kind of weird to have to try and pick stuff up because you have these like weird gaps in between things. So, that, and that, I can make the incandescent light bulbs. Fantastic. So we can just take that off the list. In case you don't know how to do this, basically just hover over an item and then you press A if you have JEI, and if you want to get rid of it, just press A again. Pretty useful. Now we need to make the garden cloche. Now, oh, that's a steel mechanical component. Ugh. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We can make 2 plates. And the reason why I can do that is because we can make the mechanical component cheaper by iron plate, copper ingot. Iron sheet? That's not what I would. Sheet, iron block. What? Iron plate, copper ingot. Does this not count? Hold on. Oh, you know what? It's because of that. you can't do it just like that. I thought you could. I have no idea what I'm going to do with the rest of this stuff, just so you know. And then I should just be able to make at least I would ideally make 3 to get rid of the incandescent light bulbs, because I don't think incandescent light bulbs are used for anything else. Oh, they are. What's the flash bulb? It produces a blinding flash. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be a thing. So we make 1 of these, and we need some more iron mechanical components in the future. But I want to just quickly test this out. If I remember correctly, the way this works is you put it here. It accepts water from somewhere, and there's actually a way around the water problem, because I want to make something called a sink, which is pretty hilarious. It's from cooking for blockheads, and it basically is an unlimited water source in 1 block, which is pretty useful. Do I have terracotta? I do not have terracotta or enough iron ingots. Can I make? Okay, I can make some iron ingots. Okay, can I make terracotta? Is the question. It's just literally a block of clay. Got it. Well then the question is, where did I put my clay? Uh-oh. Do I not have clay? I don't think I've got clay. Oh, that's a problem. Let me quickly harvest some clay, and I'll be back with you when I have that all harvested up, and probably get way more than I need to, because I don't want to have to ever get clay, ideally, again. Alright guys, I have harvested the clay that I needed, and I was actually out here just about to, like, get this area cleared out a little bit, and then a blue moon. Well, at least it says there's a blue moon. The blue moon rises, you feel lucky. I don't know what the blue moon does. I'm assuming it's got to do with, like, there's a mod that adds a bunch of different, like, oh wait, that's coffee beans, I need that. It adds in, like, a bunch of different moons and, wait, what the different moons can do. And now everything has this, like, weird bluish hue to it, which I think is pretty cool. Ideally you would have more of these, because sometimes you can end up with a blood moon and then everything is super not happy with you, to put it lightly. Excuse me. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's the disadvantage with, like, basically living underground. You don't ever see stuff like this, which has advantages as well. Like, I don't want to face off against a bunch of enemies. And yes, you can hear it now, because there's this kind of, like, small thing that's going around, because again, blue moon. But now that I've got the clay, let's make a bunch of, yeah, so it gives me luck. That's what it does. Like I said, I don't know what stuff like this does. We're just gonna chuck it in there. I'm gonna put the clay away. Yeah. So we have the sink underway. Now I want to see if I can give this thing some water. Can I just, like, how would you put the, that's not how you do it. How would you put the, it doesn't like me putting water. I'm confused. How would you put water in? Apart from, like, pumping it in, really. That's enough. So then we can actually make that sink now. Can I make it? Absolutely. And this is important because, first of all, it is a quest. So we get a fluid pipe and some XP. Now, I think the garden cloche accepts water from the back. No, it does not. Okay. It does not accept water from the side, unless that is... I swear there was a side that, like, you had to put the water through, unless it's like... Cause I swear it's not the top. Maybe below? Huh. How do you put it there? No, that's probably where you would put the power. So ideally, it'd be on like one of the sides. Oh, you know what? Silly me. I forgot to let it... There we go. Okay. Fantastic. It has power. It has fertilizer. Fertilizer doesn't really matter. Okay. So now we have this garden cloche worked out. Now, I have no idea if it's going to work with source berries. I want to test it, so I've got a bunch of source berries in my main storage unit. Okay, so we are going to put the dirt in here, and then the source berry. Don't you grow the source berry? Can you not like grow it in one of these? Oh, not mana regeneration. I want. So, I want to know how you put this. Oh. Okay, so that doesn't work. Can I see the garden cloche? What does it make? I have no idea what this does. Garden cloche. Okay. Seeds for days. I could grow potatoes. I might actually grow potatoes instead then. Let me quickly flick through this. Also, just to let people know, yes, I know I have infrequent schedules and everything. Just please bear with me. I don't see source berries on here. Oh, that is unfortunate. I was hoping. I was really hoping. Okay. So plan B then is to do potatoes. Actually no. Plan B is seeds. And the reason why I say that is because seeds will allow us to then make the source berry rolls, because I have a, pretty much limitless supply of them. And also, before I forget, let me make a magnet, which is kind of interesting. What it basically does is it allows you to kind of pull items from a distance away. And yes, that is also a quest in Tips and Tricks, which we're actually getting pretty close to completing. I do need to make a hammock and a sleeping bag, which I will get to another day. Basically what this thing does, shift right click, or actually just right click, and it will allow me to pick up items and XP up to 5 blocks away. So if I do this, so if I turn that off, as you can see, it kind of just pops wherever. Now that I have this, though, this is a lot better. And the reason why it's a lot better, is because then I don't have to, like, walk through these berry things. I can just, like, walk up, click the berry bushes, get the berries, because my reach distance is as far as that. My luck seems to have run out, or at least that, for the time being. Okay, so now I have some berries. Now this is useful not just because I can just grow things I don't ever run into them. It's because it's useful because we can then get some seeds put in. I don't think I have seeds with me. I think they're all up in my other storage. But now that I have the garden cloche made, I again want to start working on the source berry rolls. So that's a thing. Because source berry rolls, the reason why it's important is because they are going to be probably my main food source for the foreseeable future because they're relatively inexpensive. I only need one, and I don't believe it will be. I believe it's like probably one of the best foods I can get my hands on because I've got a source berry farm. The source berries themselves are kind of trash. I mean, like one shank, half a point of saturation, not good. But put the seed there, put the dirt there. Fertilizer goes down. It is making it. Now, it will take a minute, but it should just kind of work. This is set to output, so if I disconnect it, is it going to lose? Oh, yeah, it definitely drains. Okay. Okay, so that's just what it is. And as you can see, it is growing like a little, like pretty quickly actually. I don't know what this fertilizer thing is all about. I've never had to deal with fertilizer amount before, I guess. Let me just quickly see, like, fertilizer. It's probably, I don't know what it is, because, like, I'm pretty sure there's not any in immersive engineering itself. So it's really kind of not useful. I will need to make more of these. But yeah, as you can see, we're getting seeds, we're getting wheat. So that means we need to then output those to preferably a drawer of some kind. Now, I do have item pipes. So I only need one of those. And then what I can do, actually, let me put my energy pipes away as well. And what I can do, I can make a drawer, which I do not have access to right now. So drawer. And I need one of the split ones. Yeah, like this. So that's going to be a thing. Let me quickly make a drawer. Let me quickly set that thing up because nobody likes seeing people craft all the time. So let me quickly do that, and I will be back with you when I've got this all figured out. Because I'm assuming it's going to take a little bit longer. Okay, I figured it out. I was originally thinking that, okay, so there's another plug on this side of the block. I was originally thinking that was the side. Nope, it's this stupid thing up here. But now we have automated wheat. And as you can see, we have some wheat and some seeds, which we can then craft into our new food source for the foreseeable future. No idea if it is going to be, yeah, that seems pretty good. It also gives us mana regeneration, which is not useful at the moment, but it will be useful later on. So yeah, we have a garden cloche. And, you know, power, but especially garden cloche. I'm going to make 2 more of these in between episodes, because I need to work on some other, like, plants and stuff. It does seem to work with trees, but that's not really a shock. Next episode, we are going to be getting into actual machines, like the metallurgic infuser. This thing will be useful. But yeah, so that's going to do it for this episode. If you enjoyed, please be sure to check out the rest of my episodes, at least in the All the Mods 7 series, just so you can get caught up, if you have not already. And other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will definitely see you in the next one.